speaker tackles something every one of us here in this room knows well. Our next speaker is Hala, with a talk called Put the Glass Down. Hala shares a simple but unforgettable way to think about stress. So please welcome Hala to the stage.
Okay. Think about the last time you saw someone overreact. The person who snapped at a simple question, the person who went silent because of a change in plans, the person who cried over something that seemed like nothing at all. We're so easy to label them as unstable, difficult, dramatic. We see the reaction, but we never see the years that built it. I want to talk about the kind of stress that doesn't have an off switch. The kind that starts off so young and so quietly that by the time you notice it, it has already become a part of who you are. Most people think stress is something that comes and goes, like a deadline, an exam, a busy week. But to many of us, stress isn't just an event. It's how we live every day. For as long as I can remember, I've been under pressure. It started off with the small things, the need to be the good kid, the expectations, the grades, the constant what's next. I thought I was being driven. I thought it was how everyone lived. But while other kids were learning how to play, I was accidentally learning how to survive. I was stacking stones. Stone for every deadline, stone for every exam, stone for every time I told myself I cannot fail, cannot slow down, and I cannot ask for help. That by the time I was a teenager, I wasn't just busy. I was carrying a mountain, and the weight of that mountain changed the way my brain worked. I became a person who was constantly waiting for the floor to drop, scanning the room for the next threat, performing okay when I wasn't okay at all. A researcher at Stanford that's been studying stress for over a decade found that long-term stress shuts down your body's ability to fight back illnesses, damages your heart and your blood vessels, shrinks a part of your brain that controls memory and mood, which can lead for your cells to age so much faster. Think of stress response like it's an emergency alarm. Back then, it could literally save you from a literal tiger, help you run away for 5 minutes, then it would shut down. But now your brain can't tell the difference between a hungry predator and a pile of emails. Because of our modern tiger, which is basically deadlines and bills that never really go away, that alarm stays on all the time. Think of it like a car engine that's been on to the max for years. Eventually, it starts to break down. You're not weak, it's just that your body's physically tired from being on the survival mode for way too long. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine holding a glass of water. For the first couple of minutes, you can barely tell it's there. You can barely feel it. Hold it for an hour, and your arm starts to ache. Hold it for a day, and you can barely lift it. Hold it for years, and every time you hold this glass of water, your arm will start to shake because of the muscle memory of being on the default state for way too long. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it honestly, even if it's just to yourself. When was the last time you've written off someone as difficult or unstable, without ever asking yourself, for how long have they been carrying the glass? And is there a chance that person might be you? This has been my life. Why I constantly seem stressed, why I'm always acting like I'm okay when I'm not. I'm slowly learning how to put the stones down. It's not easy, it's not linear. Sometimes I pick these habits straight back up again without even realizing it. But I'm no longer ashamed of how heavy the palace became, because now I know why it got that way. I'm not broken, I'm not difficult, and I'm not dramatic. I'm just a person who's been holding the glass for way too long. And finally, I want to give an advice here to anyone here who overthinks or stresses out easily. Be loud, be confident, and be you, because that's the most important thing you can ever be. If I'm standing right here today and I can do it, you can do it too. Thank you, everybody.